Yeah, not the breakfast of champions. McDonald's orange juice. I'm just having something, just, I don't know, I just didn't feel like making anything. And, I just wanted to sit somewhere in a parking lot while um, it was dark. I just wanted to sit somewhere and wait for the sun to come up before I decided what I'm going to do with my Saturday. So, yeah, I'm trying not to film people, so that's why I'm putting my camera down. But yeah, so basically this is the start of my Saturday morning. Just saw a bear, but I'm trying to drive safely on this 2-lane highway and hold my phone. Yeah, probably not the best idea, but yeah. Trying to get to my friend's house. I'm supposed to pick up something for her. And I don't know where it is. I've never been there, actually. She lives way out here in the boonies. She gave me the directions, and I'm using my Apple Maps to get there. I've driven down this road a lot, but I've never been to her house, so thankfully it's light now. Yeah. I see a lot of people camping. There's a camper over there, a truck camper. About to kill myself trying to film stuff for YouTube. Anyway, it's a beautiful drive though. It's already fall here, as you can see. Our leaves are already falling off the trees, and the colors, the best colors, are already, those have already passed. So.
In 1 mile, keep left onto South Old Glen Highway.
So, I'm doing something really, really bad. I'm waiting in the drive-thru of Wendy's. It's a very long line. This Wendy's is mad popular. I can't believe it's so popular. But, yeah, so I'm waiting in the drive-thru. I've been waiting for quite some time. I'm just trying to get fries. You can probably see the Wendy's sign right there. Not healthy, but I just want some fries. And, I have to think about what I'm going to do in my future. Right now, I am doing telecommuting, and I need to check my tire pressure. Okay, I think it's just the changing temperature. Sometimes the tire pressure gauge, it does that when the temperatures drop, so it'll probably go back to normal soon. But, yeah, so basically, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my future. I'm telecommuting full-time, and, I'm not in an office. I work out of my van. When it was warmer in the summer, that was great because I sat outside a lot. You can go to a park. I could sit with the doors open, in the van. It was very convenient, and it was nice. It was fun. And if it weren't for the fact that we're in a situation with this pandemic where libraries and coffee shops and places like that are closed, it would be perfect because, I could go there and do my work and have a little office, just go to different coffee shops, go to the library. I've done freelance work in the past before I had this job that I have. It's a 9-to-5, and I used to work out of coffee shops all the time. And I'm trying to go back to that job, actually, my freelance work, but it involves building up clients again. And so it's something that, although I'm still doing that, actually, I'm trying to build it back up because eventually I want to be a true nomad and be able to stay away from my little range, because basically I have a range now. I did ask my job if I could go out of state because everything we're doing is by telecommuting. I don't actually have to be in the physical office. I have stopped by the office once or twice to drop off something that was needed or pick up something, but generally speaking, I can email it or fax it, and I don't feel safe. 2 of my coworkers contracted COVID, and ever since that happened, I have not even gotten anywhere near that office building since I've been telecommuting. The office building was closed down, and twice, and now it's open again, but if you do work in the office building, there's very, very, very few people there. It's like a skeleton crew. And if you do work in the office building, you have to sign a waiver. I do not feel safe doing that, and I'm reluctant to sign a waiver. But as things get colder, it's going to be hard for me to work from my van all day long. I've been in my van in the winter before, and you know, I could keep warm by turning on, you know, the engine all the time to warm up, but I don't want to sit running my engine all day long while I'm working in it. And then of course I could use my my propane heater, or you know, alcohol stove. I have that as well. Speaking of which, I'm thinking about getting rid of one of them because two is overkill and there's not much space in here. But I like them both, and they both serve a purpose. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get rid of one of them, but that. So as I was saying, I did ask my job if I could telecommute from a different state, because basically right now I'm not doing anything where I'm in the office. I'm doing everything remotely, working from my van. I'm enjoying it. If it weren't for the fact that I'm not able to go someplace to sit, like a coffee shop or a library or other places to work, I'm pretty much confined to the van, which has been fine. But now that the weather is getting cooler, it's going to be more difficult, especially when we get snow on the ground and it's in the winter. I've been able to sit outside at park benches, and I've been able to sit with my door open, you know, and work in the van, you know, at parks. And I've even worked at a trailhead. You know, it's kind of hard though, you know, I just have to find a place where I have good internet connectivity. And I love it. And so I asked if I could, you know, do I have to be confined to a location as far as the state? My job does not want to allow any of us to telecommute outside of the state of Alaska. As far as they're concerned, we can go anywhere within the state of Alaska if we were to move while we're doing the telecommuting, but they don't expect to have this being a long-term thing. They're expecting us to have to return to the office and, you know, work our traditional setting at some point. I don't know when that's going to happen. Every day there are more cases of people here in the state of Alaska. There's hundreds of new COVID cases every day. There's been a streak of hundreds of new cases, and there's a death or a few deaths every day. And we have a small population. You know, there's like about 700,000 people in our entire state, about, give or take. So we have very, per capita, we have real high incidence of COVID-19 right now. So I don't know when we're going to go back into the office. I'm rambling, but the long and the short of it is, I'm not going to be allowed to leave the state. So my options are to either leave my job and travel outside of the state and find other employment. I do have another source of income. I do freelance work on the side. I could increase that and you know, and then even perhaps find another job if I wanted to. But that's risky because, you know, I don't know when I'll find another job or how much that job will be. I do have a savings, but you know, the savings is not going to last forever. And if I were going to do that, I would do it sooner rather than later, because in order to leave Alaska, there's one main highway. It's called the Alcan, or the Alaska Canadian Highway. And so I don't want to drive the Alcan when the snow hits, especially when it's fresh, because there's some places that are a little sketchy and it's out in the middle of nowhere. Sketchy as far as the roads aren't really paved, and so you want to make sure, you know, it's better not to drive during ice and snow. We get snow here in the Anchorage Bowl area around Halloween, so that's coming up soon. Children usually trick-or-treat in the snow, although this year I doubt many kids will be trick-or-treating because of the pandemic. And you might be able to see we already have snow on the mountains. The snow is creeping down the side of the mountains much further than it usually is at this time of year. So I'm thinking we might even get snow early. It's October 15th as I'm continuing this video right now. And I'm done with work for the day. You might be able to tell I'm in a parking lot of a grocery store. And I'm about to go and get something to eat or make something, one of the two. I'm trying to make more to save money. But when it comes down to it, I might have to leave my job, which I kind of want to do because I'm tired of the job, but I like my paycheck, so I probably won't do that. Another option is I might need to just rent something short term. And when I first began the van life journey, that was my plan. My plan was totally to rent during the coldest seasons. I shouldn't say seasons. Yeah, well, the coldest seasons during the winter. I planned to rent, you know, for 3 months. You know, my plan was to do that, you know, for January, February, March, or, you know, around that time. So I might just have to do that. And if I do decide to do that, then I probably will rent something in November. And just stay there wherever, you know, and you know, enjoy running water and whatnot for a few months, and then, you know, hit the road again or continue van life around April, or maybe May, because parking, snowplows, they stop. The snowplow parking restrictions end on April 15th, so I probably would stay until like May 1st or so. So that's where I'm looking. I might, you know, and that was what I was going to do. I didn't intend to stay the entire winter in my van, and I did that. I did that last winter. My first, you know, time in a van, and I stayed all winter, completely through the winter. I did, you know, spend some time with my friend. I slept on her sofa when it was really extremely cold, but other than that, I was in my van for all of this time. So, but yeah, so I guess a break wouldn't be too bad. It would be nice to have a break. But I kind of basically need to rent a place if I do end up doing that, solely to just have a place to work, because I am telecommuting. I have another option, which I probably mentioned, was I could sign a waiver and go back to the office. Very, very few people are working in the office, and I don't feel comfortable doing that. We've already had an outbreak in our small little office, and so I just don't feel comfortable doing that, even though that would be good. I might as well just rent something or move on to a different job. So those are my two options in my mind, is to rent something or to move on to a different job. And I have to make that decision very, very soon, because, you know, if I'm going to leave the state, I have to hit the highway literally this week or a week from now, maybe. I have a week before I feel comfortable driving the Alcan. And yeah, and our days are getting much, much shorter. So, you know, and you don't want to drive at night or when it's dark, because there's a lot of wildlife. You know, you literally hit something. You're guaranteed to hit something if you're not careful. So I have a short period of time, you know, because I only can drive during the daylight hours, and I'd only be able to, you know, feel comfortable as far as snow and ice if I leave within a week. So I guess my next video that I post will be about my decision. Either I'll be on the highway, or I would have rented something. So we shall see what will happen. I've rambled enough. I'm kind of disjointed because I'm really tired. I've worked really, really hard today. Not that I don't work hard every day, but it's been a really grueling day. I've gotten 2 days worth of work done in one day, so I'm mentally exhausted. So it's time for me to head out and get something to eat and find a good parking spot. So, well, that's my update.